Hey there. Do you hear me now? Okay, thank you. So, um, this is Big Sur and Sparkle 3 here. I think we can start with just the user interface. So, run Sparkle and create a new project. So this is the new template picker, and we have a few of the old templates, but they're all refreshed to be also mobile ready, and some beautiful new templates here. Let's start with this one maybe. These are downloaded when needed, and you can install new fonts on the fly. And so this is just a regular Sparkle project. A few things I'd like to point out are aside from the Big Sur aesthetic here, which you might not be used to if you're using previous macOS version. It takes some getting used to, I think. It's pretty nice because it sort of de-emphasizes the window controls and emphasizes your content. So your site is more central to the use of Sparkle. So one of the new things is this layers panel. So a few have asked because we don't yet have a way to test these without buying. So we hope to add that soon. So this is just a regular layer pane, and you can do things like select something here and see it selected in the layers pane, or vice versa, select something in the layers pane and have it selected in the canvas. What you can also do is like take something in one group and drag it into another, and this is going to destroy the layout probably, but it's just for fun anyway. So regrouping like this is fully functional. So other things in the UI. The inspector is improved. You see the field name is now outlined here, and for the title we also have a character count. This is useful if you want to copy the address of the page or create a QR code for it, which you can use in print. To use these, we first need to set a website address because, of course, an address is composed of both the website and the page name. So, whatever, I'll try with that. And so now I can copy a website address, and you see the new call out down here. Oh, it's low volume, sorry. See if I can improve it. A little gain here. Is it better now? Actually, let me try a little more than that. I'll put the microphone closer. Do you hear me better now? I hope it's better now. Sorry about that. So back to Sparkle. So the new inspector is built to be a little more explicit about what things are. Previously, once you had a description here, you would no longer see the placeholder text, so you didn't know this was a description. So that's better. We have also moved some things in a page inspector in the optional metadata because this is not used by search engines. The other good thing is integration with documentation. This is only for English for now. We are translating the other languages, of course. So, but if you click on that, you go straight to the page documentation for the specific thing. So in this case, the page setup. Let's see what's new. This is something which is specific for pop-ups, and we'll see this in a little bit. And this is the old device visibility toggle, which is now a menu. I'm sorry I'm not following the chat. I'll ask you to ask question later. Yes, the session is being recorded and it will be on YouTube as well. Okay, it was all about volume. So this is, I guess, the general interface. The preview now has a QR code, which makes it very convenient to point a smartphone at it and then view it on a smartphone, and publishes the same. So one new thing here is that you can, let's see how I can do this. Select two things, like one picture here. Oh, these are separate. I messed up the document by grouping stuff, but let's see if I ungroup that. So if I select two pictures like this, I can now control them at the same time. For example, take off the border, or add a rounding. This is something which was requested a lot, and we're happy it's here now. We can move on to other things. So I think I'll show you blogging first. So create a new project. I'll start with a blank project just to show you what it looks like. So blogging in Sparkle, we started very simple. We're going to make it more interesting as we progress. For now, it's just let's say a wrapper around existing functionality, and it tries to automate things a little bit to make it quicker. So when you create a new blog, you start by creating a post, and you're right there ready to type. So this is my first blog post. Okay, Sparkle will automatically create an index page for you. So this page here is automatically created for you. It has this setting of how many posts you want on a page, and the distance between posts. There's only one, so that's what you see here. The interesting part of this is, when you want to make a little nicer looking blog post, you want to start to customize what shows up on the index. So one way to do that is to, maybe add, so you have a box and an image here. You don't want the see the images. Everything has been brought on the index page here. But say you don't want these because you only want the text part, which is the summary. So you can use this arrange setting to show on the blog, and that will on the index page, and that will turn it off basically. So they're no longer on the blog index page. But there's a better way, or let's say more customizable way to do this, which is to go to the menu, the blog specific menu, and say you want a custom summary. And this will create something which kind of looks like the original blog post. You can see you're in summary mode from here, and from here you're viewing the summary. Summary is like an entirely separate page, and it only shows up in the index. So now in the summary, I can only write summary text, and that's what shows up in the index. Even though if I go back to my full post, I'll see I have all the content here. So you have this way to customize. I can show you something a little more complete here instead of this demo project, which is the project we used for all the screenshots on the App Store. And as you can see here, this is a blog here, and this is the summary for each post. So the regular post is fully fledged post with all the text and pictures as you expect. It's like a fully normal editable Sparkle page, but their summary is a little more concise as is used in blog posts, and it has a read more link pointing back to the post. All this is in Sparkle fashion, very configurable. It can be a little bit of work to set up everything just right, and we are trying to make this workflow better and more streamlined, so that it will be faster to just add a blog post to the page. But for now, this is what we have here, and the blog will also generate an RSS feed. So once you have a blog on your site, You also have this icon here, which is the link to the RSS feed. So it is possible to drag an icon on the app logo. That's something which is a system feature, but I don't think I did that right now. Let's see some other feature aside from the blog. Again, we have more features in here to see. Let's start, for example, with parallax. Parallax is really nice, and it lets you. Sorry, should I take blog questions? Okay, so chat blog questions. If you set a limit of blog posts to appear on a summary page, how do you access remainders posts beyond that? That's something which is done through the, well, it's either, it makes no difference. It's summary page meaning index page, yeah. You have the blog post pagination control. So this control here will scan through all the pages. Right now there's only 2 here, so the limit of 5 doesn't apply. There's only 2 shown. But if you have 50 pages, then you'll get the first 5 on the first page and so on. I can show you a preview of this. Let's see if that refreshes. There it is. So there's only 1 page here, of course, because there's just 2 blog posts. I can try reducing this to just a single post per page. And so what the effect of this is that I now have, in preview, I have 2 pages and I can go back and forth between them. How do I transfer my blog post from WordPress to Sparkle? I'm afraid we don't have a migration path for that right now. It's maybe importing pages into Sparkle and then copy pasting text over. We should improve on that. So I'll undo this, and I think I'll move on to another feature. You're welcome to ask more questions later. So we'll move on, and I'll show you how parallax works. Parallax, of course, is the motion of an element on the page with a difference. Like the element doesn't actually follow scrolling, but it does some other motion related to scrolling. That's why we call it scroll effects here, and it's animate while scrolling. So animation is now split in 2, and you have one-time animations, which are the animations that were also in Sparkle 2, which were trigger when the element reaches view, whereas animate while scrolling moves them during scrolling. So it's a continuous motion, continuous connection. This is, of course, viewed in preview, so I'll open preview again here. We have a little bit of scrolling on the guy here. So if you look, you can see the bottom of the tire here, which is moving up and down. So you see that really well. We also have another parallax set up on this guy here. This time it's a horizontal motion. So scrolling down a little bit, you can see the guy moving in here, and it's connected to scrolling. So I hope the streaming manages to show you this without too much stuttering. So the interesting part here is how you configure that in Sparkle. The way you do that, for example, here is when you first enable it, or when you click the settings button here, you get a preview of where the effect will happen. So this is a 1.2 times speed up, and this is the range of the effect. This cannot be expressed in precise positions because it depends on the browser size, how your user is viewing your website. So it could be a desktop, it could be a mobile. It also works on iOS and Android, of course. So what this is showing is the dashed box, which is the position where the element would be in the canvas, and the blue box, which is moving with the acceleration question. So I can say type 0.5, and now it's slowed down a whole lot. So in this case, if I go back to preview, you would see you don't see much because it's not moving that much. Sorry about that. Should make a simpler example for that. But we can do something more visible, which is like add rotation. So we can say that the guy will rotate by 180 degrees. And that's, what happens. Oops, it's not showing. So let's try, that's probably because of the viewport position. So I'll try to make that bigger here. And turn off the vertical motion. Oh, that's cool. Oh, the preview had to refresh. So there you see the guy spinning around. There's a bit of a problem. Well, let's say something to account for is that when you have scrolling related effects and the initial position is already in view, then what happens is that it will not be able to follow exactly the motion you want. So for out of canvas, for things which are not initially visible, that's much simpler because as soon as they become visible, you see the motion, like in the case of this rider here. So the question is, how do you set the starting and ending point? And that's via these two range sliders here. So you say you want it from, the 80% down the page to about 20% down the page, and that controls the initial rotation in this case here, 0 degrees, up to the 180 degrees rotation up here. You can also decide that you want the initial, the 0 degree or canvas rotation to be up at the top by swapping the two. So you get 0 degrees up here, and then it spins on its way down. Not sure how this would look in preview, but perhaps still reloading. Yeah, I don't know. Not really working here. Not sure. I think it's probably because the element is already in the canvas here. So yeah, parallax is cool. We have an amazing demo file here, which is this one. We cannot quite share this right now because the graphics are not our own, but this has several layers of horizontal motion, with horizontal motion being from canvas to canvas. So what actually matters is this speed here. The preview is it's not easy to show exactly in the preview here what it will look like, but the in-canvas preview. The actual preview is pretty cool though. If you see, I'm scrolling down right now, and you have this is classic parallax, with actually scroll jacking, where the direction of scroll is subverted. It's an interesting effect. I wouldn't use it myself for an actual site, but it's fun to watch. And you see the different layers moving at different speeds. That's because they're all set with different velocities in the horizontal scrolling. If there's a request, we can release something like this. This perhaps with different graphics. If you see, this is 0.5 acceleration. This has 0.75. You can see in the layers the different parts. So this is the background mountains. They have 0.5 as well. This is another graphic which has a 0.25 and so on. So just to show you once more, because it's really nice to see. It's fun. And then I think what we need here is to stick to top the whole group because of browsers probably ending up making the page flicker if we don't. But it's an interesting demo. So that was parallax. Let's see what we can move on to. So yeah, the SEO is less exciting, I guess, but it's very important, of course. So this is the new SEO tool here. When you first open it, it will show you a list of issues it has found. So there's quite a few here because most sites are not optimized, and this is the case for this one as well. So what you do here is you look at the issues, say I want to ignore this one for now. I just silence it, and it ends up down here silenced. This one too I want to silence. Let's say I want to take care of this one. So this one says you should look at the image description, or whatever, this one here. Click on view, and what this does is it will take you to the element in question and tell you what to do. Well, you have to type a description. PayPal image. And you do this for all the warnings in your site, and this is going to improve the SEO of your site. That's because search engines pay attention to image descriptions and other things, like having your main text on a page be H1 and so on. As you see, this is H1. I think that's mostly what we can look about SEO. It's not just checking for search engine related things, by the way. It's also a health check. So suppose I have whatever, this one linking to a broken page, something random like that, and the SEO check will also check links and tell me it's a broken link. This link seems to be broken. See, that's what happens here. So this is also a good link checker. So you should run it from time to time, if not to check, to improve image descriptions and such, also to check links on your site. So you ran SEO check on your site, and it highlighted links that you thought were dead, that it thought were dead, but they weren't. That could be, some issue with the site or something. Send us an email and we'll look into it. Next up, let's see. Let's look at the, I think mega menus are a nice thing, or pop-ups in general. So let's start with plain pop-up here. So the pop-up is a very configurable element. So depending on what you need to do, you can find a use, I think. The main three use cases are for showing something static on the page, something like a sort of like a drop-down menu but on steroids, or showing something full screen, or showing something that hides and shows and hides. For example, let's create a new pop-up here. So you can create it either from the menu here, or from the button link. You can say open a pop-up as a non-click action and create a new pop-up here. So I hook up the button to the pop-up. I go to the preview here, and what happens when I click is the pop-up opens as expected. You can also, with buttons, do hover opening. So, when you go on top of the button, it opens, and close on mouse out, close when clicked again. This combination basically lets you open a pop-up somewhere on the page and have it act like if it were a drop-down menu. The example of this is our documentation here. This is our topics button. If you go over it with the mouse, you can have it show when hovering or when clicking. Showing when clicking means that it will work well with touch devices as well, because they don't have hover. So the combination makes this work. These are all menus as you know them from Sparkle 2. So you can set, you can put any kind of content inside a pop-up. It's just like part of the page. In this case, we put a search here. But for example, in our sample document Bike Life here, we have this, disconnected for some reason, but we have this mega menu here, which is you know, a huge big menu taking over the whole page with images and everything. So the way this looks here is I click on it and it takes over the whole page. I think it's not refreshing preview for some reason. I don't know, sorry about that. We'll look into this, some new bug, I guess. Anyway, when you go over a mega menu like this, let me think if we have some. Oh, we have, of course, we have this on our new website here. So if you go to mega menu here, that's how it's built. It's built with a pop-up feature. This mode of operation of the pop-up is essentially based on having a pop-up background be full width here, and then having a modal pop-up which uses the width, the full width that we specified here, and the height, which is based on the browser height. So essentially it takes over the whole page, and you can do all the things you do with a regular pop-up. So have it close on click, or pressing escape to close it, which is something you set on the button here. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm not selecting the right thing. Okay, so you can have it. Oh, this kind of pop-up is not closed like that. Okay, so there's different modes of operation. Let me check that again. Oh yes, you can press ESC to close. It's configured inside here. So this kind of menu is this kind of replaces the use case for menus in many ways. It's a bit more complex to configure, of course, but it's worth it when you're trying to make an experience like this. Also, Sparkle 2 menus were kind of hard to use on mobile, and you know, it's more common to use full screen menus on mobile. So the way these work is a big improvement at the cost of a little more setup, but it's they take over the whole page and they'll scroll internally. I can show you. Let me see in the questions here. So if pop-ups are set to hover, will it not work on mobile? Well, no, mobiles don't have a hover action, so it's not possible. Possibly it's simulated on tap, but then you might as well have a click action, which will be used when tapping. So let's see what I think that's mostly it for pop-ups. I can show you. Oh, actually we have another pop-up in this site here, which is combined with our new payment features. So if I go back to the preview here, clicking on this is not working now, so there's something broken on this page. I'm not sure. Sorry about that. Let's try. Well, I'll build this from scratch. So this is the pop-up which I was trying to bring up. I'm not sure why it's not working now. So this is our Calendly component, which is based on, it's part of our new tools for commerce. So there's payment buttons, there's property booking, calendars, advertising units from Google Ads, and table booking. This is part of the calendar options. So we have currently we have property availability calendars and meetings here based on Calendly or 1028. We integrated both services and they're fully integrated with our privacy and everything else. So it's a good option for your site. So I'll bring this over in a new project because it's for some reason not working here. So I'll make this pop-up here a little bigger. And the way what I did in that pop-up there is make the background of the pop-up transparent. So you can do that. I'll just copy this over and paste it here. And just move the, oops, I think that account expired. Demagogues are not with me today, so just use a blank Calendly. See if I have something working here. Yeah, so that works. Bring this to front, and then I'll just make the background of the pop-up here transparent, and make the whole pop-up actually be a lightbox, so it takes over the whole screen. And you know, you can in lightbox mode you can set a background color to something something you want, so make it you know, whatever. And in preview this looks like that, so on hover it opens. It's probably not appropriate to have it open on hover, so you know, make it like that, do nothing on hover, and so now it's an appointment calendar. And you know, these services are actually pretty good in terms of helping you monetize, so you can you know, this is just entirely the Calendly service. I'm setting up an appointment and so on. And once you're complete with this, I'm not sure about Calendly. I'm pretty sure 10.2.8 also allows you to set up a payment for the meeting, so it lets you also directly monetize from the calendar. Let's see, questions. Questions specific about calendar? I don't see anything. Okay, I'll get to the other things later. Sorry, guys. So I think I'll show you the payment features next. Close this and close this one as well. And start over with the payment buttons here. Okay, so we have a few different providers for payment now. So that's PayPal, and we have both the newfangled buttons and the legacy payment buttons. We have Stripe, Snipcart, and ECWID, Gumroad, and Paddle. These are all different in some ways, and so I mean, you need to choose one which works with what you're selling. Right now, Sparkle is only making it simpler to integrate the payment code, both in terms of the code itself, which is sometimes non-obvious, and or I mean often for Sparkle users, I guess, and also integrated with privacy settings. So that's cool, because that's a pretty complex thing. So these will be like YouTube and you know, Google Maps or other components. They'll be subjected to the privacy privacy cookie banner acceptance from your site visitors. So these are configured in Sparkle. You can see them in preview. It doesn't really work in preview because most payment processors require you to have a HTTPS site, so you know, with a secure certificate. And the problem with that is that our preview, of course, does not have a secure certificate. This is kind of a problem, kind of a bummer, but you have to publish the site. So we have that published, and I'll just publish it again just to have an easy click there. You might notice the file names have changed a little bit. We made those a little bit less revealing of when you publish, and so on. So, as mentioned, you can see the payment buttons in Sparkle and the preview. See, this is the preview here. The cookie banner is now shown on all pages, which was kind of a source of confusion for some Sparkle users. If I go back to Sparkle, I can show you that's now configured here, so you can have the cookie banner shown on all pages, or you know, if you're fed up with it, you can turn it off. But basically, it does more closely simulates what will happen to site visitors on your site. So you have to accept the cookie banner to essentially leak visitor information to the third-party providers. So in this case, it's Snipcart, I think. Yeah, Snipcart. So I'll show you the live site now. This is on our test staging place here. What Snipcart does is very simply just let you, click and have a shopping cart there. So you have one item in the shopping cart. Small glitch, there should be an image here. We'll fix that. And then they can go straight to the checkout cart. So you will be setting up a few payment buttons and then have the checkout button somewhere on the page. Again, this is a 1.0 version, and of all the payment features, we'll be improving them. Let's say there's a few things which are kind of a lack of feature parity between the different providers, and a little more flexibility. Like, for example, I don't know, ECWID has the built-in feature that shows you how many items in a shopping cart you have and the amount. We don't have that currently for Snipcart, so we will be adding that. Also, the buttons are not very customizable. They're essentially a choice of three themes right now. We want to improve that as well. So this is only getting better from here, but I wanted to show you. So let's see, Gumroad, PayPal, and Stripe. So Stripe is well known for its low fees, and it also doesn't handle taxing for you if you're in Europe, so that's a little tricky to deal with. But low fees are attractive, so if Stripe works for you, then that's great. The button here just brings us to the Stripe checkout, so that's integration working. I think I would need a test credit card, which I don't have right now here, but it works fine. This went back to the cookie banner. So next I'll show you PayPal. PayPal is very well known. You can use it for buying products or services, and our PayPal integration essentially allows you to set a checkout success page and an amount and something about the layout. As you can see, the layout is different. Pillbox, horizontal, vertical, color, these are PayPal presets. We can't really change those. And this is the legacy PayPal button where you send money to an email address. So what happens here is you click on this and you get the classic PayPal checkout page. This is the sandbox, so it's for testing only, but and I don't have a credit card here anyway, so we are testing, and this is it all has been tested, but sometimes bugs come up. So if you are using this and something that is not quite going, please get in touch and we'll take a look and fix it right away. So that's PayPal. Let's see, I didn't show you the customization options for Gumroad. Gumroad is, sorry, I meant Snipcart. Snipcart is, I like a lot because it lets you customize everything in Sparkle. So you can say, you can put a product image and all the description information about the product. And you can set up a physical or digital product and basically configure it for delivery. A digital product is something that Snipcart will deliver to your customers directly. So you go into their dashboard, which I have set up here. And so, for example, this is the file, and you have to know to take that, copy it, and paste it in here, and that makes the purchase of this product will essentially deliver a link to your customer, and they will receive the digital assets directly from Snipcart. Conversely, if you have a physical product, you have to set the options for shipping, because shipping essentially needs weight, length, height, and width. And Snipcart is one of the cheaper providers that integrates with shipping directly to calculate shipping costs, so I'm told. So this is actually very convenient and great to have. Snipcart has this, this is clipped here. Snipcart has a checkout button and an account button. So if you have, if you allow customer accounts to log into Snipcart from your site, then from this button they'll be able to go back to their purchase history and get to tracking and so on. Let's take a look now at maybe, so I checked PayPal, Stripe, Gumroad. So Gumroad is a very cool indie-based startup, and they focus a lot on helping artists and people who do their own digital or physical products. And so they provide this short link, and so once you enter the short link here and you have the button in the page, we integrate with their system. So you click this and you get the purchase page, and just go through. They build upon PayPal, so an alternative to using PayPal directly, if you have a software product or something else that works for them, is to just use Gumroad, and they'll simplify this purchase step. ECWID is EC is a complex name, essentially means embedded cart widget. So, and what they have is a full product browser. We have been recommending this to people who asked for Commerce in Sparkle for a long time. And for example, let's see if I enter this correctly. Yeah, this is a Sparkle site, and I'm going to show you. So shop, and this is built with ECWID, ECWID. And so, I mean, this works for, real companies, real people, and lets you add stuff to the shopping cart and so on. So we have now integrated this into Sparkle, and this is a demo page, of course. It only shows the product browser, so a sticker. And or you can add an add to cart widget button, which also adds something to the shopping cart. So let me check. Something's not working here as well, perhaps. I don't know. This is fully working. I'm not sure why it's not working right now here. Demo gods. Essentially, you configure either a buy button, a product browser, a category browser, a shopping bag button, or a product search thing, and all these will hook up to your ECWID dashboard. I can show you that. This has a full website builder as well, but we can integrate with their button feature here. So you can build a product catalog, and so basically you built your whole product inventory into their dashboard here, and everything about that will show up inside Sparkle, inside your website. So finally, I think Paddle. Paddle is the commerce provider we use ourselves for selling through our own website. And they as well have their own product catalog. So in this case, I put the product ID here alone. From within the control panel, from the site settings, there's a new payments section where you put all the identifiers for different shops you have there. So an example of this is you click on that and you get the Paddle overlay, and that's straight to payment. This is an old demo account, so it has an old product, old icon. With Paddle, the product delivery is probably going to happen through their own service, so they send an email and you have to integrate with their license key. We don't have any of that right now integrated. So yeah, that concludes our payment features. So let's go through questions. Questions specific to payment features. Square. So there's a few questions about different payment provider integration. Square, eJunkie, Shopify. I think I checked Square, and if I recall correctly, they need server-side integration, which Stripe also did up to not too long ago, and they switched to allowing client-only, so JavaScript-only integration, which is simpler for us to add. The more complex interactions with Stripe and also all of Square require server-side components, so I think we will look into that. I don't have an ETA for that, though. Shopify, we also recommended. In fact, we have a few customers using Shopify websites. The problem is Shopify is getting more and more closed, allowing less and less use of their APIs from an external website. They want to bring everybody into their own website builder. So we can't really add much value to that. So, I mean, you can use Shopify buttons by copy pasting the code in. We have a YouTube video about that where we show that. But it's probably not going to be worth for us to integrate directly. An in-depth video on ECWID integration would be very welcome. We will do more videos in the future. There's not much that I can show about the dashboard because it's the ECWID dashboard, because it's not our product, but we can try that. I'll get to other questions later. Just let me finish through my run here. So back to Sparkle. Let's see what other... someone asked about new templates, so I'll just show you quickly the new template picker. These are the new templates, these 6 by our friend Selçuk in Istanbul. And these are very nice. I mean, they are interesting templates. Whether you can use them for your websites, I'm not sure. This is, for example, one which has a pop-up for a full screen menu, so you can download that to check. It looks really cool. See, like that. And another one is this one here. The rocket one has the parallax effect, which is also really nice. So that's parallax. So these are 6 new templates. I expect we will be adding more. We don't focus too much on templates because Sparkle is completely freeform. So our idea is that you will be, taking inspiration from these, maybe changing text and images, but maybe even just looking at how they're built to learn and build your own. If you swear by templates, perhaps what you need is a product or a tool which revolves around templates. We will never be able to compete, with the thousands of templates which are available for other platforms, and it's not our intention either. You don't actually need templates in Sparkle. You don't need to have a pre-built site which has limited flexibility. It's quicker certainly, and some people live on speed alone, and that's understandable. But these days, a website is not about the decoration around the content. It's about the content itself, right? So a template, what can a template be? It can be decoration. It can't really be... it can be a good idea, of course, so that's inspiration. But, any site on the internet can be inspiration if there's something in Sparkle that lets you do that. Like parallax animation is the kind of thing we think will make many websites more interesting. You don't have to overdo it, but it's a tool, to build something great, and a pre-built template is no use. Now we have other things we want to make simpler and more automatic, of course, and so that's on us. But a template doesn't really help you there. I mean, what you probably want is to get, if you do client work, to get your client copy, make the copy great, and get their images. I mean, sites are very visual, so put great images, subtle animation effects. We're not going to do 1,000 templates ever. It wouldn't make sense. I hope you agree with this. But there are 6 new templates which are pretty great, and the new template picker, of course, is doing that. It's letting you start quicker. As mentioned at the start, these are the old templates, but we changed them a little to be up to speed with some new Sparkle 3 features, and they are multi-device, which they were not. So you can now have you can have let's see, let me set the preview to show all devices. So yeah, the new feature in devices, which I can show you, is this new option here. So when you have a device which is automatically scaled, it means that this device you will not be editing anymore, but it will be a scaled up version of this one. And every time you see automatically scaled, it means it takes the nearest in size and scales up or down from that. So 420 is scaled up from 320, 480 is scaled up from 320, and 768 is scaled down from 960. So I can show you that in preview here with the automatic scaling. That makes all layouts work, and it's simpler. I mean, it's quicker to build. You don't have to build all the layouts separately. We have been also recommending to do this for many sites. For many people, it works great, including us. Some people prefer to, curate every page, every layout of every page, and of course, that's something you can do. It takes more time, and you do something which is more custom and possibly nicer. Are you going to talk about Lottie animation? Sure, we can do that now. Plans on improving sketch integration. If you get in touch and tell us what you think could be improved, we're happy to. Where is the template in Sparkle? The template is, if you mean the template picker, that's something when you create a new document, it's the first thing that comes up. Okay, so this is a template picker. These come from our server. They're not stored inside Sparkle itself. So, we don't currently have a download available for these. Why is the font size only 320? This is not new in Sparkle 3, but we in Sparkle 3 we have focused, as I mentioned in the blog post, the launch blog post. We have focused on adding new things. We were trying to make Sparkle a better use case for more people, or let's say more people actually consider Sparkle for their use. We are aware of the multi-device setup issues, and that the sizes don't match modern devices. I stand by what we write in our documentation, and that hasn't changed. You can use full width elements to grow outside of the device margins, as has always been, and we have a solution coming up for that, which improves things a bit, I think. 320 is the smallest possible device these days. And the same as for desktop HD. Yes, it's true. Some people view the websites with a full-size Safari window on a 4K screen. That's like an entirely new layout for those sizes. So I mean, it's not new in Sparkle 3, so I'm just showing you Sparkle 3 for today, and we can discuss this another day. Upload button, that's something that pertains forms. I don't have a time frame, but we do intend to add it. So let's close that. Next up was the Lottie animations. So I'll go back to the bike life demo here. So you don't see it here, but let's see, this is a use case for layers, I guess. Lottie animation. So this is not showing anything right here right now, but it's if I go to the if I go to the preview for this, that's Lottie animation running right here. So Lottie animation are basically JavaScript based animations, and there's nothing, I mean, JavaScript based doesn't mean anything except that they're going to be smaller than an image file, for example. I can show you lottiefiles.com here. These are nice because you know, there's many free open ones, and also nice because you can use most design tools, including After Effects. I think, what's the name of there's an indie small app, Keyshape I think is the name, and also Adobe Animate I believe has a plugin. So from all those you can create animations that are Lottie animations and use them. Actually, I think I might not be able to download this. I need to register. I'm not registered here. Sorry about that. So anyway, the Lottie files are really small, and yeah, they add something to your page. I'll just copy paste this into a new project file so you can see. And there's much not to say. I mean, you can use them in pop-ups, for example. Say you have you know, a pop-up saying whatever, there's a new offer, and you can put a small animation. You can have them just run once instead of multiple times. So this one will run once and disappear. Or you can increase the speed and make it like run really fast. Also, they activate on scroll. So if I have one, you know, all the way down on the page, and I scroll up, it starts there. It doesn't start before. So that's also cool. So if you have, you know, something which you want to, you know, whatever. I mean, there's really many nice animations here. If you want to say, you know, box of hearts, and you want to say, you know, this is a feature you will love, you can have this next to the feature, and it will start animating as soon as it's on screen. So that's built into the Lottie files library. I mean, there's nothing special about this. I mean, it's just an emerging standard, and we think it's cool to have to enrich your projects. And maybe you also have a designer or are a designer who can build them yourself, and that's extra cool. Okay, so that's Lottie files. Let's see what else. Box background filters, for example, are a nice thing to have. Actually, maybe I can show you again in this here. I can change, for example, how this works, and instead of having such an opaque, I can make it a bit lighter here, and then it already has background filters. So as you see, the header of the page is sticking to the top of the page. It's kind of necessary for background filters to act on elements which are fixed in position. Otherwise, you don't see. I mean, it wouldn't be any different from photoshopping the effect you want. But if you have things which are moving, so in this case, the header of the page is staying sticky, and the other elements are moving behind it. What happens then is, open preview again. What happens then is that you see, if you see up in this area here, the blur is affecting the content that is going under it. And so, I mean, there's a few different effects we have here. They're essentially the same that we had on image filters. So you can add, make things grayscale or, invert. Oh, the color inversion won't work, so that makes it all grayscale. Oh, it does invert. So, that's an extra effect which adds some depth. Shadow for transparency is also cool. So, for example, this image has some, it's partially transparent. It's not entirely opaque. So previously, the shadow would go around the frame of the image, right? With the new contour shadow, you see here. Let's make it really tight so you can see it better, perhaps. As you can see, the shadow is now tracking the image, which is a nice effect if you want that. Video files are now. You can now make video integrations be full width. So, my classic Ferrari demo here. Let's see. So if you have that, and you want to make it full screen, full width, now that's possible. And so that's that's one solution to bring elements closer to the edges, is having more full width elements. We will of course be working a lot more on this. It was just not the focus of Sparkle 3. I think we can now see. So we have a great new feature, which is something we call Smart Fields. Smart Fields is sort of an umbrella name for the feature. There's many uses, but let's start, just with some blank text on a page. So one thing which is common is having, for example, a countdown or a counter on the page. So these are the new smart fields you can enter. Let's say, so the first two are mostly something we mostly use for the blog. So you can have the page title automatically change on the page when you change it. And date and time, of course, are metadata for blog pages. The countdown, though, is something which is new. So let's say dinner is ready in. And you see when I exit editing, I now have some number here. This is controllable via settings. So let's say I want to do, 60 seconds. This is not very useful for a page, but actually it loads every time. When you use this mode here, every time you get the same number. So if I go to the preview, I can see dinner is ready, and you see the counter counting down. This is something we used for our own website here for the next few days. So this counter here is a special one. It's still the countdown, but configured with so-called Flipboard effect. So if you switch to Flipboard, you now have different settings. I think that's too many for a counter, but you can do something like that. So, go back to preview, and that's it. It's not very visible, so in this case I want to select the countdown thing and make it white text, and that's a little more visible. You need to tweak the font, the spacing, and so on. I think it looks really cool. This is a great effect. We also have that effect on the Bike Life site for demo purposes again. So, in case of a sale, you have the countdown here, and again, it's just a countdown timer smart field. You can also add the upcounting smart fields. So, for example, you have, something like this month we sold, or how do you do that? I don't know. Bicycles we sold this month, and then add a smart field here with a counter. And make that start from 10,000 seems a bit excessive. We sold 123, and this is going to show in 10 seconds. So something like that. And then make it really big. So when we go to the preview page, it's a counter counting up. 10 seconds is a bit too much, I guess, for this. How did you get the counter? Sure, show you again. I'm editing text here during editing. So one way to get it to a smart field is the insert smart field thing here. So this gives you a list. Another is from the insert menu, smart field, and you get the same list here. So add a counter, and then click on it to set the settings, okay? 10,000 bicycles. And you can change, different properties like make it ease in. This is the animation curve. It's basically how fast it increases. This is increasing faster as it proceeds. Another smart field is the typewriter. This is a pretty hefty addition. You have so many settings to tweak here. So, for example, let's say, I like sparkle so much. And then add a final one where I remove them all, okay? So that's oops, forgot spacing. So this simulates typewriter effect, which is common on some websites. This again is a mission control user interface with all the options, and I'm sure you will find this is the animation mode, so you will find oops, I don't know why that didn't work. Anyway, this is the typewriter. There you have an image carousel. We only have a gallery, slideshow gallery for the time. So one other option, one other smart field which is fun is not for everybody, of course, but we thought it was pretty cool, is having a math formula here. So, just showing. Oops. This is sort of a language, mathematical language that which is similar to TeX, which mathematicians use. So you can embed formulas on the page. It's pretty cool. One more. Let's see if I have. Suppose I download an image from Pixabay. Just any image. Oops, like that. So now I have an image on the page. Okay, so another smart field is EXIF, which is information from inside the image. Oh, actually, this downloaded image might not have anything. I'm sorry. Need an out-of-camera image for this, but you can set... oh, I didn't select the image. Exposure. Let's see if it has anything. No, it doesn't. Maybe it has lens model or camera model. No. So anyway, you can have file name will be there. You can have a number of attributes from an image show up inside a text block. So this is useful for photographers, and this also applies to slideshows. So if you have multiple images, let's download one more from here. Okay. Actually, I'm going to put it here. So if you have a gallery with these two, you can do that. Add a gallery. Okay, so I'm going to show you something new in the gallery here. So suppose you show label here. Label are per image. So the annoying part here is that suppose you have your label all set up like you like it. If you go to the other page, you have to do it from scratch. So one thing we changed here is that you can do open that one here and say that you want to make the label visible like the selected one. So for example, on page 2 it was not visible before and it is visible after, and then we can set up like everything else, like different label properties, everything like the selected. So apply, and now you have page 2 having the same text. Now it's not very useful to have the label with the image number be the same, so this is where smart fields are actually useful. So what you do here is you add, say, the file name, which is something which I know is available. Not from here. Okay, so not from here either. I will have to do that. File name. So you add a file name. Okay, so suppose, well, some people find the file name useful, but suppose this is like a label describing, camera aperture or focal length and shutter time and all that. So this time when you do the spreading of the image label to all images is so you see now the image label changes. Here it's road 2210 and here's road 576. So each image has its own each label via smart fields is taking information from the corresponding image. So that makes it very powerful to make to display photographic information or information about technical details about pictures on top of the pictures themselves in a slideshow. And we also have the image description. So what this means is that if you set the image description in your source, say Lightroom or image workflow, it will get all the way into your slideshow here, or the copyright, or anything else. Of course, it's not available on these downloaded images. See if there's other questions. Is it possible to have a gallery of images with horizontal scrolling? Well, they do scroll horizontally. Not sure about the question. Not a slideshow per se, but a rotating images partially hidden by a mask that expand. Well, I mean, that's not currently possible. By all means, get in touch. We are interested in improving the gallery, of course. It's great, but it has many shortcomings. There's so many possible options for galleries. So please do get in touch, and we'll add any suggestion to our list. Okay. So that's a few smart fields. I think I don't have an audio file to show, but we added many features to the audio player. So, you know, suppose you have audio files in here. Suppose I'm just setting up some things to show you, but suppose this is the page. So this is the previous style. It could be dark or light. So now what we add is that you can have the no background style, and even remove some parts of the player and make it smaller. This is something many people wanted. And there's also a mini style. So this is like a very small playhead here, play icon. And yeah, this is the player improvements. Same goes for video, actually. If you have a video player using built-in MP4s, we cannot change the video player Chrome for YouTube or Vimeo, but if you drop an MP4 on a page, then you can control all the different parts. I can't show you here. Let me download the Pixabay video just for demo purpose. So let's see if I can download this small video. Yep. So if I drag an MP4 on a page like that, you can now control center button, play button here, the progress slider, and full screen, and so on. All this is, and it scales, and it can become smaller than earlier. So these are a few improvements to the video player. So a couple more questions. Certain third-party codes we add are overwritten when a site is updated, prompting us to reinstate those codes manually, inserting corresponding HTML tag position. Well, you're talking about editing a file once it's exported. What you should do is enter the code inside the Sparkle, and it will be preserved every time you export. How simple is it for a client to add or edit their own blog posts? We don't currently have any server-side components, so I mean, you would have to send them the project file, and they would have to have their own Sparkle license so they can add blog posts. It's not the focus is not to add a server-side component for the time being. That's something which is possible in the future, maybe. If you configure a blog summary appearance, do new blog posts begin to use the customized look, or do you have to do it for each single post? Yeah, currently you have to do it for each single post, which is you know, part of our work in progress. We do want to improve this and maybe be able to save style. This is something which is you know, we're still thinking about it and still trying out ideas. For now, I think the simplest way would be just to duplicate an existing post and change the details so you would get the same graphics. I mean, blogs in terms of what WordPress does are just you know, text in a database with a graphic theme around it. That's not really what Sparkle is about. We're more about having control over the page, customization, you know, make a beautiful blog. You know, some of that is possible in WordPress. We think you can do more in Sparkle. So I think the current blog setup is good for what Sparkle users expect. But we are open to changing it and making it better over time. So the video here works as expected. There are more fonts built in. We have shown Lottie animations, gallery. We made some changes to how image compression works, which is kind of a technical detail, but it makes your images smaller. Oops, I didn't want to take that. So what you can do now in the site settings in the images section is to set your JPEG files to better compression. So for JPEG files, better compressions means Sparkle's algorithms will look at the image how a human would look at it, and pick the optimal compression level. So this allows us to make images not always smaller, but always visually better. That's the goal anyway. And I think in our testing we have found that the images do get smaller most of the time, especially for retina images, because once you scale them down, the artifacts aren't as visible. So this is kind of a technical thing about how images are dealt with, but it makes images smaller, which makes your site faster, of course. Same for web peak compression, actually. We also do the perceptual image optimization. For PNG compression, which is not lossy, so there's no point. I mean, the image always has to have the same content. We use a rather slow algorithm, but it does reduce the image size quite a bit. There are other compressors which do make the image even smaller, but they're cheating because they essentially blur the image a little bit. So, I mean, if you want to do that, you can do it outside of Sparkle, and the image will be exactly the same once Sparkle publishes it or exports it. So I guess we could go through a few of the site settings. Nothing has changed here, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here. Images have these new settings. Sharing Instagram is the same. Analytics, we recently updated to add a new Google Analytics integration code. We now have Google Ads support, so you enter your publisher ID here, and once you do that, you can add Google Ad. Of course, we don't display it in the canvas or in preview because Google is strict about the cheating. So you will pick, a skyscraper ad or whatever and put it in your content. This is something that we expect to work fine. So to complete the site settings tour, nothing has changed in the local business. Nothing has changed in the privacy. This is the new payments panel where you enter different client IDs. Publishing has not changed, except when you publish to the web, you have now an additional step. This is sort of to try to explain what kind of address you can enter here and what address you should enter. Some people used to enter server details like that, so we check for that, and this is telling you, well, you don't need the public HTML part. So fun123, and the other option is the ability to add an SSH key. So if your web host supports that, it makes for the connection to be very secure. No need to proceed here. Oops. So publishing. So this is unchanged. There's a new developer option, which is something which we charge separately for, just because some people were very vocal about it, but I don't think that it's in the spirit of Sparkle to need this. Now, if you do need it and you are building something on this, then we're happy to sell it to you, of course. It shouldn't be needed for most Sparkle users. We already have had some people contact us and say, well, this is not working. Is it because I don't have developer settings? And generally, no. It's not required to have these. You shouldn't buy it. Unless you really know you need it, you shouldn't. The developer settings are also available from here, so you can add code in the page from here. And the other place is the code snippet, so you can add a smart field with code in it. So, you can inline some code inside texts. And, in case you have some PHP which needs to fetch something on the server and show it as part of the text, which is, cool to have. Smart fields also can be added into buttons, which is an interesting twist because, you can say something like, this page will self-destruct in something like that. Sorry, make that like this. So, and in this case, you get additional options. Like on expiration, you can have the button initially disabled, and you can have it enable after the countdown expires. So you have button specific smart field effects. So if you view this in preview with just the seconds there, it's fun. I mean, it's good for pop-ups because this will work. You can have it disabled and only close the pop-up after 5 seconds or something to coerce people to read your message. In fact, something I didn't mention about pop-ups is that you can have automatic behavior, like from here, open automatically, and if it's modal, then people are not able to close it, and that's annoying, I think. But I mean, it's a tool that people want, like that. Have open automatically after 4 seconds, or have it open automatically when people move their mouse out of the page. So that's what happens. Or open after scrolling down to a certain position. So after 50%, I didn't really have anything on the page here, so I can show you better. So scrolling down, oops, it scrolls right away, so that's too close. Make the page taller. See, that's the pop-up opening on scroll. So these are all use cases that people want to, be nagging and monetizing. Sparkle 3 is a lot about helping people monetize their sites. We can improve things, and we will. For now, it's I think we have quite a few new tools. See more questions. We have a user manual. It's on our website, sparkleapp.com/docs. What's different between publishing and publishing to disk? Publishing to a website online is what you usually do. Publishing to disk is, some people prefer to manually upload or to check what has been exported. Generally, I think most people wouldn't need that, and I don't recommend it. Sparkle is fine publishing straight to your website, but in some cases, maybe I don't know, if you're publishing if you have a server on, if you have a website on Amazon S3, then we don't have an S3 protocol, so you would need to export to disk and then find another way to publish. Can we add podcasts? Well, blogs and podcasts are very close, so I think it's close. Black Friday specials, yes, we have 30% discount on Sparkle for new customers. Anything else? Let's see what we have here. If you're a lucky bastard with a 14-core iMac Pro, then I can tell you that Sparkle will scream on it and compress images using all cores. That's a pretty cool thing to see. Or the new M1. We don't have an M1 yet. We have a DTK, which is Apple Silicon, and it's pretty fast, but the M1 is really nice. We hope to get one soon, and Sparkle really shines on the M1 and makes the M1 shine, honestly. This is a fun thing that some people have struggled with, and I'm so sorry about that. But if you have 2 projects, what you can do now is that, and it's a big time saver. Sorry for people manually copy pasting everything in. Oh, and it also supports multiple selections, so you can have that. So took us long enough to add it. For anybody who want to sending feedback, please go to our website and go to the contact form. or email us. It's the email address right below the contact form. Happy to talk to everybody about improving Sparkle. Really, we do want to make Sparkle more useful to you. So that's it. You saw the Big Sur interface. Any last questions you have? I've created a menu and decided to create a submenu with one of the menu items. Is it that possible? Is there a way to delete a menu item? Yeah, I mean, the menu documentation, I think, shows how to use that. I think the main distinction is menu items which have been created automatically for you, or menu items which are automatically created by the system. So as you see here, this is just one item. If I add one more, if I add a page, the second page is automatically added because of this. Now that page cannot be deleted because it's automatically added. So what I do is I turn off auto adding. So now Sparkle is not trying to connect the site structure to the menu anymore. See, I add a third page and it's not appearing here. That's because I turned off the auto add, and so now I can remove the automatically added ones or add my own. I mean, you can always add your own, but and if you have a sub menu, you just can create an item like that and drag it inside the sub menu. It's very flexible. It's just something you have to play with, and I mean, if it's confusing to you, please get in touch, and we're happy to help. So that's it. Oh, last question. Any known issue on Analytics 4? We did just submit an update to Apple with many fixes, including Analytics 4. It needs new integration code, and it should be released hopefully later today or early tomorrow. Okay. Thanks, everybody, for joining. We're very happy, as I said, for this great community, and let's keep talking. Please email us, come to our community, and we are trying to make things better for everybody, for you, make better sites, make more money from clients, and make better websites for your boss or for yourself. That's kind of why we built Sparkle, to make it better for ourselves, not have to fight CSS. Not have to fight browsers, and instead that's what we do every day, but it's cool for you. So thanks again. Happy Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.